Hey everybody, it's Liz with Northern Bell Farms. We are in southern coastal Georgia, zone 8B, almost 9 basically. We are back here in my shaded garden. My two gardens, well, one garden out front gets partial shade, but only after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so basically it's full sun. But right here gets shade because this tree. Beautiful oak tree. I love these. Actually, we planted a bunch from the acorns, and we're going to bring them with us to Tennessee. That way, when we clear the land for the farm and the gardens and all that, we can plant oak trees where we want them. We're going to save some maples, too. And there's, oh, and the cedar. And then clear the rest for firewood and farm and all that. We'll get into that when it happens, or when we go up there. This is the back garden. It's where I plant my sweet peppers, so they're kept separate from the hot peppers, which are planted out front. And the tomatoes are back here. There's a few other things. We have a flower patch, a few random flowers, because I can't live without those in there. So, but, oh, the bunny says hi. Here's the bunnies and the chicken tractor that my husband built me so I can drag it around the garden. When things are spent, we can put them in and they can just chew it up and have some breakfast. Okay. These, I love these rose lilies. Aren't those beautiful? We have a few of those all over. Some shrimp plants. Let's see if you can see. These flowers look like shrimp. Isn't that cool? I've propagated them and I sell those. They're part of my perennials for 10. Then I have a random flower patch at the base of this archway here. A variegated bougainvillea on the other side, which I think needs more sun. I'm going to try and take some cuttings though because it's really pretty. But it hasn't flowered this year, I think because of shade. I have some collards, some motherwort, yarrow, and this is our celery, which I just pick at it as we use it because it keeps coming up from the middle. But it's not cold enough for it to get big or anything. So this is about the size it gets, and then we use it. Comfrey, I have it in not only my herb garden but every garden. These, it's our first year with these little peppers, the jalapenos. So they look exactly like jalapenos, only they're not hot. These beds are going to be tatso greens. We have kale, some cabbage, purple cabbage, but I don't think it's going to go. It'll probably bolt before it gets cooler. But both these beds will probably be tatso. That's for lettuce over there. We have some cannas. These are red with a yellow on the outside. They're really pretty. Then we have tomatoes all over here. I'm using the mulch for it is the bedding from the bunny house, which is right there under the oak tree. Oop. Over there. Oop, oop. Okay. We have lamb's ear or mullein. I planted it when COVID started, so that way we don't run out of toilet paper ever. Then we have these, I forget how to say it, but they're a really fun pepper. It starts with a C. Sorry, I'll find the pack and show you, or I'll write it in the comments or something, but it's a little red sweet pepper and it's all ribbed like this, so it's really pretty. There's coleus, peonies, gomphrena, some cannas. A dahlia is about to open up. That's gonna be pretty. More tomatoes. Here, and up there. some peppers. They're doing okay. They need to be fertilized and mulched. Same with all the tomatoes on this side. They need to be fertilized and mulched. These are the albino bullnose peppers. Sweet white peppers. I need to get some more of these going. But I get really bad germination rate on them. Only 2 or 3 at a time. I got them from Baker's Creek. I'm also really excited about these. It's our first year with these. These are the habanadas. So they're a sweet habanero. So those will be fun. They look like they're getting to be a bunch on there. So just waiting for them to turn. I have to prune all the tomatoes here. I started by staking them up. We use bamboo sticks and these clips, but I ran out, so I ordered more from Amazon, which should be coming later this week. So we'll open those boxes together when I get them. But all these tomatoes need to be clipped up because they're falling over. There's some good tomatoes in there. Along with all the tomatoes over here on this side. We have some Jimmy Nardello's peppers here along the edge. All of this needs to be weeded. There's Zulu peppers, Chocolate Beauty, Oda, Orange Bell, Red Bell, Yellow Monster, which are the biggest ones we have so far. And then all my tomatoes seem to be doing really good. But they're just, the whole fence is falling over with the weight of it. So I need to put another stake in here. But it's starting to fill up with fruit and they need to be tied up. So I need more bamboo sticks to tie them up. But they're all looking really healthy and really full. I need to trim up the bottoms. Ooh, a blush, a blush. I'm so excited. Ooh. First ripe big one. We got a whole bunch of little ripe ones inside, but that's the first ripe big one. These need to be pulled up bad too. Okay. Our fig tree's doing well. It's got a whole bunch of figs on it. Probably 3 weeks to a month, and we'll have that ready. But everything in here is only got a week or 2, and then it should be all ready for harvesting. I have to get those stakes and everything to tie them up. Oh, this is a volunteer ground cherry from last year. Well, this was here. It never froze, so it didn't die. And then this came up right here. So I don't know if, like, it's part of it. But this was all new growth. So. But my daughter Paisel loves them. And I think I figured out, I thought they were called ground cherries because, you know, they fall on the ground when they're ripe. The husk dries out like a little paper lantern and the fruit will come out and fall on the ground. Okay. So I thought that's why they were called ground cherries, but now I'll show you these over here that are actually volunteers because they're outside of the garden. But they crawl, like they lay down on the ground because they get so heavy from all the fruit. I tried to stake this one up and I started to break it. But see this, I put the stump under it to try and hold it up. All these little paper lanterns will dry out and have, oh, I can't even pick it up. It was snapping, it's breaking when I try to pick it up. Oh my God, mosquito. Oh, you're so big. Sorry. Okay, all these little paper lanterns will, and grasshopper. Okay. All these will dry out and be little fruits that my daughter will probably try to eat all by herself. Okay, here's the other one. I'll show you. See? It's not standing up. It laid down on the ground. See? And then, oh, see, it's breaking. Every time I try to stand them up, they break. And then the arms of it that come off stand straight up. So it crawls along the ground and sends its arms up. I think that's why it's called ground cherry. So if you're going to grow one, that's how they grow, like, wildly, because these are just volunteers that are outside. Okay, honey. And then, so if you're going to grow them, I would put them in like a tomato cage, kind of. I would make your own out of a piece of fence and just make a big hoop and put them in that, because it's going to be hard to pick these and know when they're ripe with them all laying on the ground like that. So I would put it in a cage. But these, oh, dropped it. See, they'll turn yellow compared to the ones that aren't ripe, which are more green. See, yellow, green. What? No, those aren't ripe. Come here, these are ripe. And inside's a little yellow fruit that Paisel loves. Here you go, Paisel. This one's ripe. I got two more, I think. Well, this one's, oops, not ripe. This one's ripe. Hey, stop picking. What? And this one's on the ground, so it's obviously ripe. So that's why they're called ground cherries. But that's about it for out back here. And I will do one of the garden, the flower garden out front soon. Say bye, Paisel.
Bye.
Bye.